The college football experience, Sam Houston State Bearkats 2023 season preview episode on the Sports Gambling Podcast Networks, brought to you by our very own Patreon. Yes, score exclusive perks, content, and contests, including our NFL win totals contest with a $1,000 prize. Join today at sportsgamblingpodcast.com/Patreon. Once again, that is sportsgamblingpodcast.com/Patreon. We're also brought to you by Parlay Play. Yes, Parlay Play is a lead pipe lock for parlay player props. Go to parlayplay.io. Use the promo code SGP for 100% deposit bonus today. And remember, as always, folks, to let it ride.
This is Mike Leach, head football coach at Mississippi State, and you're listening to SGPN. Let it ride.
Yes, yes, yes. Woo! Welcome to the college football experience. Sam Houston State Bearkats 2023 season preview episode. Wow. Just like that. I'm excited to talk about the Bearkats because you might be wondering, maybe you're just a lay college football fan, even though I highly doubt you are if you're listening to me. But maybe you are, and you're wondering, what is this Sam Houston State? Oh, yeah, we got a brand new school to the FBS, joining the Conference USA in 2023, and that is Casey Keeler's Sam Houston State Bearkats. And I think it's an exciting time if you're a Sam Houston fan. I think, people might be underestimating how good they were lately. Remember, they won a FCS national championship just a couple years ago, the COVID year. Wow. Sucks to see them, depart from the Stephen F. Austin rivalry, as that rivalry's always been so good. But you got to like the future of this program, and they do have a long-standing rivalry with Texas State, the Bobcats. But we're going to talk about it. Casey Keeler, very good coach. I don't think people, if you don't follow the FCS, which you should be subscribed to, follow the FCS college football experience as well. But this is the FBS college experience. This is the college football experience. Subscribe. Hopefully you're watching on YouTube, youtube.com/the college experience. Old Dundee doing solo work here. Yeah. And you know what? I just realized I forgot to introduce myself. So perhaps you're wondering who the hell you're listening to. My name is Colby Swinging Database Dan, a.k.a. Pick Dundee. That's not a pick. This is a pick.
He was raised in the land down under, where a man thinks on his feet, speaks with his fists, and lives by his wits.
When Dundee happened, he was a superstar.
I'm probably drinking too much and celebrating too much and not sleeping. I would have killed a normal man, but no, that's gone. The medical advice I got from that was like being hit by lightning. Pretend it never happened and get on with your life.
Oh, am I excited to talk about this one. This is when I circled and said, I want to talk this one. Why would you want to talk this one, Dundee? Well, Casey Keeler, he's only sitting there. He's only 259 and 101 all time. This guy can coach ball. Former Eddie Robinson Coach of the Year. If you watched the Delaware Blue Hens back in the day, he was their head coach. So, I can't wait to watch him. And he was hired at Sam Houston in 2014, and they've been rolling. I know you look at last year and say, they were just 5-4. Why are they jumping up? Whoa. Relax. We're going to break it all down. And don't forget they beat Stephen F. Austin. They won the rivalry game. It's all right. You could say, look, they beat Utah Tech by 5. Eastern Kentucky was in a one-score game. Sam Houston State 1 point. Even Texas A&M Commerce only 10 points. They had losses to Southern Utah, Abilene Christian, Northern Arizona, and Texas A&M. Relax. Relax. Everything will be fine. Trust the process. Trust the process because, honestly, I think, I thought the Conference USA, it's funny. I saw someone say Conference USA is on their last leg. I don't know that that's true. I like the coaches and the programs that came into this. Jacksonville State with Rich Rod has potential to be very good. KC Keeler and Sam Houston State, in my opinion, has potential to be very good. Obviously, of the Jamie Chadwell, who just got hired by the Liberty Flames, the Flamin' Libs. Mike McIntyre has been a national coach of the year before. He's at FIU now. Yes, they keep getting rated in the portal, sure, but yeah, I think that he can make them good somewhat. Sonny Cumbie, we'll see at Louisiana Tech. Jury's still out on him, but a lot of Tech's had some good coaches before, some good winning seasons. Jerry Kill, I thought, was an unbelievable hire by New Mexico State. I expect them to be contenders in the future. So yeah, you get those schools added. Kennesaw State is coming in next year. I think it's an exciting time for the Conference USA. I love their aggressive approach of playing a lot of weekday games. I think that's going to help with notoriety. I tell this story often. I was at a diner out here in California somewhere, and this summer, and I heard two girls and a guy talking in the booth behind me, and somehow Boise State came up, and the woman said, "That's the team that always plays on the weeknights with the blue turf." Boom! That's what Conference USA is trying to do, and I just think KC Keeler, he's 85-27 at Sam Houston State, folks. Very, very good coach. I think I really think that they got something going here, and I'm excited. I'm excited to see what can happen here at Sam Houston State because, let me just rattle you through what he's been doing. 11-5 in his first year at Sam Houston State in 2014. 2015, 11-4. Now, they made the playoffs both those years, right? Well, the third year. 12-1 made the FCS playoffs yet again. Fourth year, 12-2 made the FCS playoffs yet again. Fifth year, 6-5, setback year, but don't worry, bounces back the following year, 7-5 season. Still missed out on the playoffs, but then his eighth year, 10-0, won the national championship in the FCS. Then 11-1 and 21, and then last year 5-4. Oh, should we panic? No, this guy knows how to coach. Relax. I love the coaches in the new CUSA. Rick Stockstill, forgot to mention him at Middle Tennessee. Forgot to mention Helton at Western Kentucky. I think the conference is a lot better than perhaps what some think. Now it will be interesting to see the transition, but this is what I love here is that you have a proven coach, and he was very wise. I think the reason why you saw them struggling in the battle of the Piney Woods, or some of those other games, losing some teams, probably losing to Northern Arizona or something, is because he knew they were going to the FBS. So what did he do? He redshirted 20 players, yes, including their top wideouts, a couple offensive linemen, a tight end. I mean, honestly, a lot of really good players. Adaye at the wide receiver spot, Noah Smith, Ethan Hagler on the offensive line, Jack Sherritt at the tight end spot, defensive end Javon Leon, Isaiah Downs in the defensive backfield. So really think they're probably going to be better than what you think. Now, we're going to talk all about it. We're going to break down the offense, the defense, special teams, how they did in the transfer portal. But before we do that, I want to tell you that the college football experience, Sam Houston State Bearkats 2023 season previews, brought to you by Sports Gambling Podcast Patreon. Yes, sign up for the Patreon to get access to exclusive contests, including the NFL win totals contest with $1,000 first place prize. Besides season-long contests, they also have weekly contests just for the patrons, plus a monthly SGP Stories podcast, completely ad-free and full behind-the-scenes stories from SGPN. We're going to get you. You might hear some great stories there. There's even an online Discord channel just for the patrons. Only you can prevent corporate gambling. Do your part and sign up today. sportsgamblingpodcast.com/Patreon. That's sportsgamblingpodcast.com/Patreon. All right, we are back on the college football experience, and I'm excited about this team to talk about this team. And we don't have offensive numbers from a year ago because they're irrelevant. I mean, I could technically dig them up, but since they're in the FBS now, it just doesn't make any sense for me to spew those out. But let's talk about the transfer portal because departing is Cameron Alexander at the cornerback spot. He heads out to UTSA. Okay. But that's it. Talk about culture. Incoming in the portal, they go out and they get offensive tackle Rhett Larson from SMU. He's coming in. Defensive lineman Jaden Phillips is coming in from the New Mexico Lobos. Washington State quarterback Xavier Ward is coming in. I like this one here. Utah State running back John Gentry. You might see this guy getting some solid burn. Defensive lineman Akeem Smith coming in from Georgia State. And that's what they got. Not a ton of activity, but I would say they certainly won the portal. They lost one guy. They're bringing all these guys. I'm gonna grade that as a win. Let's talk about the offense, though, because I got plenty of reason to be excited here. You look at the offense, and Ward is coming in backup quarterback. They also got Grant Gunnell, who has a lot of starts in college football, but their starting quarterback is going to be Keegan Shoemaker, who was previously there. But Grant Gunnell coming in from North Texas. Remember, he started at Arizona before that. Washington State guy, Xavier Ward. And they had Jordan Yates, a former Georgia Tech quarterback. Now they shifted Jordan Yates to the running back position. And he's not starting, but you might see him in the mix some with some of the other guys here. Running back position is something I like. Zach Herbacek, I'm sorry. I think, he was third team all WAC a season ago. They got John Gentry coming in from Utah State mixed with Jordan Yates and Charles Crawford. I think the running back room will be all right. The wide receivers, I touched on this. Noah Smith was redshirted last year. All right. This is a guy who's played 33 games with them. Adaye, 37 games, 4-year starter. So they redshirted him, and they got that depth. Quavez Humphreys also, is a backup or is a starting receiver back. He didn't get redshirted a season ago, though. But so you bring back those. You got Avante Woodard, and you really have some depth at the wide receiver position, in my opinion. Jack Shepard is back at the tight end spot. It's the guy who's, started as well. They redshirted him. Love that. The offensive line, though, you say, okay, they only bring back 2 of 5. That is what you circle, I think, coming into this year. But don't forget Ethan Hagler. They did redshirt from a season ago. So they're going to be counting on these new guys. James Dawn at the right guard spot started 4 games a season ago. Also right tackle De'Ari Patton is back, 9 starts a season ago. So counting on Grayson Jackson Smith, who I believe is a JUCO from Tyler, Texas, and left guard Markendrick Beal. This should be interesting. And I believe he was a Troy transfer. So, okay. The offensive line, that's what we circle on offense. I think the quarterback, I think every other position seems to be all right. But if the O-line, remember they redshirted a ton of guys. If they could be a little deeper, you're going to like what you have there. And I think that will probably make or break their season. They have 50 starts returning, but only 2 starters back, if that makes sense. So 50 starts is still a pretty decent number considering. On the defensive side of the ball, so 16 starters from a year ago back, and the key is they redshirted Javon Leon at the defensive end spot. He's a beast. Played in 34 games with the Bearkats. You also bring back Chris Scott at the defensive tackle spot, and then they're breaking in Georgia State transfer Akeem Meatball Smith, great nickname. So that might be all right on the defensive line there. Worry about depth a little bit, but they got a ULM transfer back there too, Seth Mason. Linebacking core, everyone's back. Trevor Williams. You also have Kavion Gaither, Sincere Jackson in the depth. I actually like it too. Jalen Phillips. You got the cat linebacker, Caleb Weaver. He's back. Secondary. Everyone is back except for one. So you got to like here, David Fisher at the cornerback spot. He He had 4 starts a year ago as a freshman. Now he's a sophomore. Jordan Morris at the other corner spot. This guy comes over from Coastal Carolina. He was there for 4 years. Free safety Jabari Johnson is back as well. It's another ULM transfer way back. So the safety that is really the inexperienced one, and he's not even that inexperienced. He played in 11 games a season ago. Is Donovan Adkins. He's going to be asked to step it up. The kicking spot is a brand new kicker coming in. That could be interesting there. Christian Pavon, punter, Jaden Cardell is back. Now, I guess since we don't have numbers, let's key in on this. We got a brand new OC in Brad Corneliuson. So he was at Virginia Tech under Justin Fuente. Take it. I know obviously Kramer doesn't like that, but the defense coordinator is Clayton Carlin, and he was the old defense coordinator at Coastal Carolina back in the day when they made their FCS playoff runs. I like this team. I like what they return, and I think people should be a little bit more optimistic because you say, this team barely beat these teams last year. Go back to the season before when they were dealing blows left and right. They're going to be, I think they're going to hit the ground running in the CUSA. Folks, before we go game by game on the schedule, I want to tell you that the Sam Houston State 2023 season preview episode on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by Parlay Play. Yes, look, Parlay Play is a great way to get down on some of your favorite parlayed player props, and football is right around the corner, and Parlay Play will have some fantastic favorite player props of yours, I guarantee you. Parlay Play is available in a ton of different states, including California and Texas, plus our good friends up north in Canada. Parlay Play is available in a bunch of different provinces, so go check that out, Canada. And look, when you sign up, make sure you use our code. You'll get a sweet bonus when you get started. I've touched on this. I have a parlay I want to give away for week 0. Yeah, I like the over in the San Jose State USC game, and I also like Jacksonville State, another FCS school jumping up to the FBS to take down UTEP in the home opener there, week 0. So parlay that. Head over to parlayplay.io. Use the promo code SGP for 100% deposit bonus up to $100. Once again, that's parlayplay.io. Promo code SGP. So look, if you're watching on YouTube, youtube.com/The College Experience, remember, folks, that this is the hub for all of our stuff. I host the College Basketball Experience, where we talk college hoops every single day of the season once the season tips. We have preseason episodes coming, already some off-season check-ins. College basketball fans, Sam Houston State, a decent program. So check us out if you're a Sam Houston State basketball fan. Also, I host, obviously, this show, the College Football Experience, but also the FCS College Football Experience. I host as well, doing all the previews over there. And the College Baseball Experience as well. And now we have a new feed. I'm not a part of this one, but the Big 12 Experience is part of the family. Go check it out. We come together as one on YouTube, youtube.com/The College Experience. And yeah, subscribe. Get over to iTunes. Give us a 5-star review. All right, but look, let's get into this now. If you're watching on YouTube, you see, shout out to Cam Kerr, did our graphic here. The win total sitting at 4. I think this is where I remind people that James Madison played 11 games last year. Would they win? 9? I think they went 9-2 off the top of my head. I think App State came in and was bowl eligible. Well, you can't be bowl eligible, but my point is they would have been bowl eligible, meaning they had a decent season. Georgia Southern, I think, came in, played well. More times than not. I think maybe Coastal was the only one that jumped up and then struggled right away, and even that worked out long term. So these FCS teams that normally head up there, they normally are heading up there for a reason, and that is they're very good. So my first thought when I see 4, I like the over. So let's get into it, because week 1, I'm excited for this game. I really am excited for this game because I think this game might be a little sneakier than some may think. Sam Houston State heads to BYU. I do like Keeler Sataki going out and hiring Jay Hill, the former Weaver State head coach. Should be interesting there. But, I mean, obviously we'll favor BYU. But I think Sam Houston plus the points is probably an option, and it wouldn't surprise me if they're in that game in the fourth quarter. So let's say 0-1. Then comes Air Force, Troy Calhoun. I had a chance to interview him a couple weeks ago, and I think he's got some. Obviously, the rule changes are pretty pivotal towards the service academy, the ridiculous rule changes, and I know he makes a great point by saying we're making the game more unsafe by us going high and getting rid of cut blocking. And I think he's got a point. If we really care about player safety, we should reverse that rule. But Sam Houston State's taking on Air Force. It's the first ever meeting. It's in Houston, Texas. I mean, Troy Calhoun seemed a little reluctant. I mean, they lose to Zeke Daniels and Brad Roberts. Now, he's a very good coach, Troy Calhoun. So maybe they get this one. But I'll say this. After Air Force, they get a bye, and then they're at Houston. Dana Holgerson, Sam Houston against Houston. Sign me up for this all day. Love this schedule. I think they can get one of those. Maybe they go 0-3. Maybe I'm wrong. Let's play devil's advocate for a second. Let's say they go 0-3. Then Jacksonville State comes in on a Thursday night. I do like Rich Rod and what he's doing there, but I think this is a game. Could go either way. I'll tell you this. By September, Sam Houston State will at least have one win. We're playing devil's advocate. Give me one win by the end of September. Then on October 5th, another Thursday night, they head to Liberty to take on the Flamin' Libs. Jamie Chadwell's in year one. Now, Liberty, obviously, really talented. They have a shit ton of money. But I kind of think Sam Houston State can win this game, especially knowing it's Chadwell's first year. Another first meeting, by the way. I think they can get this. I'll say this. They're at Liberty and at New Mexico State. The very next Wednesday, they're at New Mexico State. I love these weekday games, taking on Jerry Kill. I think they can get a second win. So that would put them at 2 wins by October 11th. Then they're home to Florida International. I think that is a third win. But, I mean, I think McIntyre's building that program right. I know they got a bunch of players that left in the portal, but I think he's a good coach. Could be anyone's game here. I favor Sam Houston since it's in Huntsville. Then they're home to UTEP. I would favor Sam Houston State. That would be your fourth win. But once again, we're playing devil's advocate here. Let's say that's just 3. Well, then you're home to Kennesaw State, and they run the option, not the true triple option, but they run the triple option. That's a win. And then they're at Louisiana Tech, which I think is winnable, at Western Kentucky, which should be a loss, and then home to Middle Tennessee. I think this team, it wouldn't surprise me if they won 6 games, right? What, Colby? They only won a few last year. 5 last year. But look, hear me out. I think, let's say, winnable games. Air Force, 1. Jacksonville State, 2. New Mexico State, 3. Florida International, 4. UTEP, 5. Kennesaw, 6. La Tech, 7. Middle Tennessee, 8. And I know you could say, I honestly think there's 9 winnable games here. Now, they're not going to win 9 of those. I really highly doubt that. Air Force will probably clip them. But I love the over on 4. I think this could be like a 7-5 team. I mean, wait. Yeah, they have 12 games on the schedule too. So there is that as opposed to JMU last year. I know. So I love the over here. You might be hearing me talk about this on the Locks episode. The fact they redshirted 20 guys. I don't know. I just feel like they're going to be a lot better than what people think. So I will load up on the Sam Houston State over, and I think you should too. And shout out to Go Bearkats. Where's my guy, Go Bearkats? Great guy, big-time fan of Sam Houston State. I know he's thrilled to see them jump up to the FBS. Yeah, I think this team is better than what people realize. Hammer the over. This will be a lock of mine. Pick Dundee. Signing off. No, I'm not going to sign off yet. I got a chance to sit down with Michael Barker, a.k.a. College Football Campus Tour, talk about his experiences to Huntsville, Texas, to Bauer Stadium. All right. And so with no further ado, here is that interview right here. Joining me on the college football experience, Sam Houston State Bearkats 2023 season preview is none other than the king of college football stadiums. All right. I'm talking about Michael Barker, AKA College Football Campus Tour. Yes. On Twitter, you got to get over there and follow his page at CFB Campus Tour, because Michael's been to every FBS stadium, most of the FCS, D2, D3, documents all of his travels via his Twitter page. That's the only thing. You're not going to see some bullshit about like, I don't know, vote for whoever on the presidential election, or, go see the new Avatar, right? No, it's strictly football stadiums. It's fantastic. And he does great work. Goes to like 5, 6, 7 games a week. Unbelievable follow. You got to check it out. Michael, I appreciate you hopping on the show to talk about Elliott T. Bauer Stadium and Sam Houston State. Yeah, brand new to the FBS, man.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah. Thank you for having me. Yeah, this is, I track a lot of FCS, as you mentioned. So I've seen this program the last few years, and they're making that big jump up to FBS. So it's cool to see and talk about their stadium history.
Yeah, I mean, like, I think there's probably some excitement within their fan base that they won an FCS national championship a few years ago, right? And I guess, hey, they're saying we're ready for the big leagues coming on up. They're in the CUSA. They're going to play a lot of weekday games. I know you're excited about that because we love weekday college football. Well, first, tell me the history about Elliott T. Bauer Stadium.
Yeah. So first, they're making the jump up because the Sun Belt took 4 Conference USA teams, and then they need some replacements. And as you mentioned, they won the FCS championship in the spring 2021 season. They went undefeated that year, and in the fall they won. They had a 22-game winning streak, and so and then 2022 they kind of prepped for the move up, and so they're ready to go. But their stadium, Bauer Stadium, it opened in 1986. Has a 14,000 seat capacity. It is going to be the smallest stadium in FBS. Normally there was the rule for the 15,000 minimum, but they don't have that anymore. But despite the fact that the stadium is small, Sam Houston State has been dominant there. Their home record since it opened in 86 is 148, 48, and 1, which is a 754 winning percentage. And their record crowd was, in 1994, 16,148 fans. It was against Alcorn State, and it's a very famous game. It was the year when Steve McNair was in the Heisman race, probably one of the best quarterbacks that we've seen on the college level in a long time. And that was a national game where he got exposure at Huntsville. So record crowd, big opponent, and hopefully they can get some more big crowds there in the future.
I remember that run. Aaron McNair, man, that was fantastic. Yeah, and you're right. Hopefully they can get some more in the future. How many times have you been to the stadium?
So I got to go, the thing that I love about FCS, we've talked about, home playoff games are on the horizon for FBS, but FCS plays all their home games except for the national championship on campus. And so in that 2021 year, they had the spring playoff games and then the championship and then the fall. And so they won 22 games in a row, and here I come rolling in, and they get beat 42-19 in the playoffs. So I don't know if it was a bad omen for me to be there, but it was, part of it was accumulation. If you play 2 seasons in 1 year, Montana State, they didn't play in the spring season, so they got a little bit of the advantage as far as conditioning and health. And, they ended up beating them 42-19, but didn't take away from what Sam Houston State accomplished. And they're trying to propel that into the FBS. And as you mentioned, Conference USA is going to be playing a lot of weekday games this year. And I'm going to be going to a game on October 25th, and they will play new in-state conference rival UTEP. So I'm looking forward to my second game at Bauer Stadium.
Yes, and I love how they call it Death Row. They call it Death Row. I'm seeing here on Wikipedia. I'm curious why Death Row, but maybe just the fact that they've won so many games there. So you go there, your dreams die. I like it. Folks, get over there to Twitter and give Michael a follow at CFB Campus Tour. Michael, I appreciate you hopping on the show, and look, maybe I'll catch you at Elliott T. Bauer Stadium one of these weeknights in the CUSA, man.
Let's do it. We got a lot of opportunity with these weeknight games, and we love those. So that would be great.
Amen, brother. Take care. And folks, I'm telling you, get over there, follow his page. You won't be disappointed. Season's about to kick. You're going to see his travels. It's going to be very impressive yet again. Take care, man. And I appreciate you hopping on the show, Michael.
Thank you for having me, Colby.
Michael Parker going down to Huntsville, Texas, the death row, supporting football. That guy's been to every single stadium. Incredible. 133 stadiums, most of the FCS. Give him a follow at CFB Campus Tour. Folks, look, I love the over on this. I'm all over the over. Lock it up. Get over there, bet this thing. Also, give us a follow on Twitter at TCE on SGPN. College Football Experience, that is on Twitter at TCE on SGPN. I'm on Twitter at TheColbyD. Give me a follow there. And look, I can't wait for the season. I want you to hop on over to iTunes, give us a 5-star review. You can listen to us wherever podcasts are found, but it's 5-star season. Come on. Breaking down 133 teams. I'm working like 14-hour fucking days here. Get on over there. This is a sympathy play, all right? If you like it, I don't know. If you think I'm fucking annoying, tell me. Just give me 5 stars, though, while you're at it. Folks, also, check out the college basketball experience, the college baseball experience, the FCS college football experience. I host them all. All right. And the Big 12 experience as well is out there. We come together as one on YouTube, youtube.com/the college experience. Subscribe, tell a friend, get the SGPN app. It's free to download in the App Store and Google Play Store. Go check out. We just had Phil Steele on the show talking college football. So I have Randy Cross, San Francisco 49er, great talking college football with us. Go check out those 2 episodes that just dropped this week. And make sure you check out the Sports Gambling Podcast, breaking out all 32 NFL teams. So do that. Hop in the Discord. Look, there's a shit ton of weekday games for Sam Houston State. Hop in the Discord because we got a bunch of Sam Houston State fans and CUSA fans in there. And we play DFS and stuff, so you're going to dig it. sportsgamblingpodcast.com/Discord. Do that. Folks, until next time, this is the college football experience, Sam Houston State style. Can't wait to watch them in the FBS. You better start thinking about yours. And we out of here.